Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Vampire the Requiem. This is episode 8. Uh, I'm Mike. I'll be your storyteller for the evening. And tonight we actually have our full group of players for the first time. And so I will toss it over to them and let them introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about their characters. And we'll start right above me with Melody.
Hello, I'm Melody. I play Misty Dragonstone. I am a clan of Ventru, Covenant of Order of Dracul. I am a um horse ranch owner.
Okay. Now we'll go over next to her, to Patrick.
Hi, I'm Patrick, and I'm playing Lucid Reverie, the vampire detective.
Now, what clan are you and all that stuff.
I don't remember. Maybe Malkuth, I think? Malekith?
Uh, I think we decided on Maquette, and
Yeah, that's it.
you were Carthian, I do believe.
The democracy one?
Yeah, those are the Carthians. So,
That's it.
and then finally we'll drop down below Patrick and to Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. I'm playing Winter Jameson. I'm a vampire of the Invictus Covenant and Deva clan, and I own a vampire themed goth nightclub.
So, even, well, even for not quite the middle of the night, it's kind of blustery and chilly tonight in New York City, being, we'll say, the 10th of October. And as we look in, we see a ragtop convertible Porsche pull up to this red brick building on a side street in Queens. And we see the lady you all know as Bella from the club step out of this Porsche, close the door, and head up the steps into this red brick building. She gets, you know, past the half asleep security guard at the main desk. She flashes him a smile and he just sort of lets her do anything she wants. Um,
You put me here to stop people from robbing the place, not to help people.
of course not, especially not in the middle of the night. Uh, and she walks across the lobby to an old elevator that must have first been put in the 50s. It's one of those cage door sort of elevators. And she hits the button to go to the third floor. With a couple of rather uncomfortable sounding noises. The elevator stops at the third floor and the cage door opens. The woman walks out and walks up to a door straight across from the elevator that says, it's a large brown wooden door with a gold plaque on the door, and it says Reverie Detective Agency Limited. And she knocks on the door. Does Lucid have a secretary at all, or
Not at the moment.
so? Does somebody out of his night shift crew answer the door, or does Lucid answer it himself?
After a brief moment of shuffling papers and cleaning up, I answer the door.
Okay.
I just take everything and shove it into a drawer.
Okay. Um, you open the door, and standing in front of you is, put it this way, if you'd ever seen Elvira when she was a teenager, that's what you're looking at. Except she's wearing silver jewelry and Birkenstock boots.
Well, hello there.
Hello. She extends a hand. My name is Bella.
Enchanted to meet you, Bella. I take her hand and I kiss it, and then I let it go. How can I help you?
you, you two are still standing in the doorway. Are you going to let her in? Or are you going to have this whole conversation in the doorway?
It's almost more comfortable, but please come in.
She, she walks into your office. Do you have a chair in front of your desk, or what? What does your office look like?
It looks a little bit shabby, a little bit run down, like I haven't had a case in a while. The couch looks a little slept on, but there's chairs. There's definitely chairs. They might need a little work, but they're there.
Okay.
They don't match, but they're there.
Okay. Bella actually decides to sit herself down on the sofa. What what does Lucid actually look like? What does Bella see when she looks at Lucid?
Um, I guess kind of like a uh, black pants, black shirt, but kind of formal. Like they look nice ish.
Okay.
Um, he has black hair. Uh, he's very pale, even for a vampire.
Mm,
I guess I pull up a chair and I sit across from her. Do you have some business I can help you with? Most people come here for that.
I just
You don't
might.
look like the food delivery girl.
The what?
You don't look like the food delivery girl.
No. Um, somebody from your office helped my brother with a case a couple of years ago. He suggested I come and
Well, no refunds.
come and see you. He did not, however, say that your office was in Queens. Um,
Location, location, location.
yeah, apparently. Uh,
You got to be where the crime is.
well, I'm normally in the East Village, so it's a bit of a trip.
Well, you should see Angel Wings on 2nd Street while you're down here slumming.
Mm,
They have great tequila shots. You can't miss it.
hmm. I'll think about it.
They put the worm in it and everything.
I do, in fact, or possibly, have something you can help with.
We are pretty selective in the cases that we take, but I'll hear you out.
So, you can both tell that each other, you can tell that you're both vampires because vampires can smell blood from across the room. So, um, and she reaches into a small black purse, which is real leather that's on a silver chain that matches her jewelry, um, and hands you a card with the print. Basically, hands you the prince's business card. Uh, now, how picky do you want to be?
Uh, Pretty picky. How good does this pay?
What? Well,
Pretty picky. How well does this pay?
you know the prince's name when you see it. Uh,
Okay,
you
you have
wouldn't
my attention.
you wouldn't be working specifically for me. You'd be working for the prince.
I've been known to work for royalty before.
Um, and she goes, "This is a bit of a story, so relax." Um,
I've got time. I do charge by the hour, though.
she just chuckled. Uh,
Ah, the miracles of compound interest, am I right?
among other things. And she says, "This all started maybe 6 months ago. I'm sure you heard of the subway train drivers being attacked by strange creatures. I'm sure you heard about that on the news."
I mean, I heard about subway trains being stolen by a guy who just likes to drive trains. He'd, take them along their scheduled route. And I digress. Yes, I heard about that one too.
Uh, Well, that was the beginning. Then there was the city worker attacked in Washington Square Park. There was the club goer attacked in the East Village. And just yesterday, 7 humans were killed, 2 were injured, 4 maquette were killed, and 3 gangrels were injured in Washington Square Park.
That sounds like more than a case of someone flushing their alligator down the toilet or something.
Oh, and have you by chance noticed any owl looking creatures in the trees in your neighborhood?
They don't have trees in Queens.
Actually, yeah, they do. Queens is an mostly residential area, so they would have
Oh,
more trees there than in most places.
well, not in the parking lot outside.
Well, maybe not in your part of Queens, no. Uh,
I'm not
any
much for bird watching.
any guys wandering around in green robes by chance?
Not that I've seen. That would stand out.
They definitely do. Uh,
Are they bright green or?
yeah, they look more like like monks, um, Hare Krishna robes than anything, and they're bright
Bold design choice.
and they're bright green. Uh, Good to know they haven't spread this far.
Are they something I should be worried about?
Yeah. Um, Give me a history roll, or actually, is it history in this game?
Maybe academics or investigation or
Uh, well,
politics?
this is to see if you know who the owls and the monks in the green robes are. So I'm just trying to.
Would that be a cult?
Maybe a cult.
I'm
Okay,
unskilled in it. Whatever it is, I'm unskilled in it. It's not a thing that I
okay.
do.
Give,
Or
give,
socialization, maybe. Or streetwise.
well, give me an academics and occult roll. How,
What do I roll for those?
how many dots do you have in either one of those?
0 and 0.
Okay, you're rolling a chance die then.
D10.
You roll a d10, and the only way you succeed is by rolling a 10.
Oh, it's like that, is it?
You're basically taking a chance to see if you remember any of this.
I got a 4.
Okay, you did not succeed on your chance die. So, Bella
I
basically
get to roll
said,
again now, right?
what?
I get to roll again now.
No.
No.
Well, one for occultism and one
Yeah.
for.
I'll give you
Okay.
that. Ro- Roll a
I
second.
got a 9.
That's still not a 10. So. Bella says, okay, how long have you been a vampire?
Couple weeks.
Literally a couple weeks.
At least.
Okay.
I kind of stopped counting.
Bella's like, okay, you wouldn't know this anyway. Then the owl type creatures are called Strix. They can possess humans, they can even possess vampires and turn you into willing zombies to do whatever they want.
Sounds like a good time.
For them, for them, not for you. Uh, and the guys in the robes are even more fun. They're called the Seven. They are anti vampire vampires. Their stated goal is to eliminate all vampires everywhere.
What jerks?
So
And then kill themselves, alright?
they claim that when they reach their stated number, they have a set number they want to take out. They claim that when they reach that number, they will take themselves out. But that number is not published, and nobody knows what that number is but them. So, good luck with that.
I bet it's 12.
Well, Uh,
Make 12,000.
eh,
Six and a half. But if we go over, we're just gonna keep going.
the half is going to be a bit of a problem there. Uh, but as things have escalated with the number of humans and vampires being attacked, more and more Strix and more Seven have entered New York City. So I would be careful if I were you. Um, what is your, shall we say, how is your connection with the NYPD?
They pass on anything to me that's too weird for them to handle.
Well, considering yesterday two of them were injured in the park,
Yeah, there's a lot of paperwork when a police officer's injured. That's probably why they haven't brought it to me yet.
well, so I came here because I would like to have you come down to Washington Square Park and do what you do for a living.
I
And
can come take a look around.
the prince has told me, and you can see it if you look on the back of the business card. There's a little note that says, if you take the case, all your expenses will be covered.
I take the case, and then I immediately start ordering things on Amazon. I'll need them for the case.
Oh,
Uh,
I mean, I may have had my eye on this sound equipment for a while, but it lets you like eavesdrop onto buildings from like a mile away. Like, it's gonna be important. Like,
uh, she just sort of shakes her head. Don't go crazy with that. It wouldn't be good for you to annoy the prince right now. He's
a
already
small indulgence for me is certainly nothing for him.
he's already highly annoyed. 10 humans are dead. That that's not good for the vampire community.
Sure, I'll keep the budget to something like 2,000 per human.
Yeah, right.
Something completely reasonable.
So, how is Lucid going to get to Washington Square Park from Queen?
I'm gonna take the subway. Yeah, the subway
You can.
seems like the way to go.
So Lucid doesn't drive, right?
He does, just only when he needs to.
Knowing
If
him.
you lived in New York, would you want to drive around?
nope.
And
Parking is hell.
yeah, And knowing Lucid, his car probably doesn't work either.
The tire has a nail in it. It'll run, but like I gotta keep putting air in the tire. You know, I'll get that fixed soon.
Okay. So, after doing whatever necessary paperwork and signing whatever necessary things and reaching into her purse and giving you a small stack of bills as an advance on whatever expenses you might have. She stands up, straightens her dress, and once again reaches her hand out to shake your hand. And
I shake her hand. I let it go. And then I count the money.
she's basically giving you $1,000.
Cool. That'll cover half of the equipment that I just bought.
Um, she says the prince expects a status report in 2 weeks.
Sure. I don't think it'll take that long, but I mean, if it does.
With the police involved and all of that, we have to move quickly on this.
Of course, time is of the essence. I won't sleep until it's done.
The
Just
date
for you, my lady.
daytime is gonna suck for you then. And I don't mean in a good way. Uh,
Nah, I've got a snowsuit and an umbrella. I'll be fine.
do you actually tell her that?
Yes.
She
And
ch-
it's hanging on the wall. Like
sh-
she can see it. It's over there.
she
It's
chuckled.
not a big it's not a big office.
She chuckled. It's like, oh. She chuckles and she thinks, oh, this is gonna be good by the
You have no idea how hard it is to buy something from a mortal shop without going in during the day. 24-hour Walmarts are a thing of the past, man. Ever since. Ah. Anyways, I digress again.
no.
I don't want to keep you.
Somehow I don't think Walmarts are brave enough to stay open 24 hours in Queens. It's like, no. But, um, she says, um, as she walks out the door, she says, I'm sure we'll see each other soon. And,
I'm sure we will.
and
Looking
with,
forward to it.
um, and with that, she walks out of your office, walks out of the building, gets back in her Porsche, and heads back toward the Prince's birthday party, which is where last week we saw her walk back into the Prince's birthday party. Um, it is now, at least for Winter and Misty, it is now the next night. Um, what are Misty and her sire doing?
We're stopping at the party. Wait. We're getting ready to go back to Louisville.
Because you have a thoroughbred horse that's in transit currently.
Yep.
So you packed up your hotel room and what, headed for the airport?
Well, we're gonna stop at the nightclub first.
Okay. So it's a
'Cause It's time
little,
to it's time to check out the hotel, and we have a red eye flight.
uh, well,
About 12 hours.
it's a little bit early for the club to open yet. It opens at 9. Um, which brings us to Winter, Natalie, and Dexter. Uh, Winter and Natalie are awoken like they are most nights with Dexter clomping around in his room or the kitchen, depending on if he's headed for the fridge yet.
Yeah, he must have been an early riser when he was human, and he just can't get over that little trait.
No. Uh, so the both of you, Natalie and Winter, uh, you sort of roll over into each other, still only about half awake, and you basically grumble at each other about the fact that uh, Dex has got to stop waking you guys up like this. Hmm. And Natalie uh, basically hugs you and kisses you, and then says, after what happened yesterday, things are about to get even messier than they were.
I know. I still don't remember signing up for any of this.
Well, she says, that's what happens when you open a club that caters to the vampire community. They all eventually make it there, and the drama they bring makes it there too.
Apparently so.
Although it feels like there's something extra messy going on here. Um, and the two of you decide who's gonna jump in the shower first.
Yeah, I'll let her go first. I'll go into the kitchen for my mug of blood.
Yeah.
What? Same time. Same time.
Eh, so you throw on one where you sleeping in anything.
Wouldn't you like to know? No, just kidding.
Uh, well, okay, I'll phrase it this way. When you walk into the kitchen and you see Dex standing there, what does Dex see?
Let's see. Me, my hair is like a total mess. I've got a black silk bathrobe wrapped around me because, vampire. Have to do the black.
The red ones at the dry cleaner. Uh,
I'm gonna go to the fridge and pull out the bottle of A negative and pour myself
okay.
a mug.
Your bottle is down to about half full. So one of you's gonna have to run to the corner market within the next day or two.
They sell blood at the corner market?
Yes, they
Yeah,
do. They've got
they.
This is convenient.
very.
So in fact, you talk to the woman that runs the corner market at the prince's party.
Should probably just open up a running tab at the market. Do they do like weekly deliveries or something? We should just have an open tab where they just bring us bottles
The
so we don't
blood
have to keep
man,
going to
like
the
the
market.
milkman.
Yeah.
Uh, you'll have to ask her about that when you go next. Even if she doesn't, she might have James, her mate slash ghoul, drop it off for you. Cause you're what?
You'd be amazed what's possible for a fee.
You're what? Maybe 2, 3 blocks away from the corner market.
Right. Walking
It's,
distance, definitely.
yeah. So I'm sure you guys could arrange something if you wanted it to. And Dex is sitting at the kitchen table going, I'm not really sure becoming a vampire was a great thing after all. This is getting ridiculous. Love the way it happened, don't necessarily love what's happened since.
Well, you didn't exactly make the choice to become a vampire anyway. And I kind of made that decision for you.
Yeah. So far, the positive side of this is gonna have to pick up some to make it worth doing. Um, I think our biggest problem is gonna be those two injured cops. Um,
Yeah, that's the humans being aware of exactly what attacked them is what makes me nervous.
yeah,
Not a good thing. The publicity is not necessarily a good thing.
and even when I was just a human biker, our relationship with the cops wasn't all that great. So,
I've never had problems with the ones in New York.
mm, you're not my size and ride motorcycles and wear leather either. Uh,
Well, the first two, no.
'Cause I don't think you've ever given the cops a reason to give you grief.
Not the New York cops, no.
No. Mm, no.
Like the way you phrase that.
Uh, and about this time, Natalie comes walking into the kitchen and grabs a mug and heads for the fridge. Hmm. So, what do you think turnout's gonna be like tonight?
Well, it's. What is it? What night is it?
Think,
Is
Monday.
it like.
think what the yesterday the prince's birthday was on a Wednesday.
Oh, okay, so it's like Thursday.
Yeah.
That's not one of our slower nights, so it should be. Business should be pretty good, especially since the RIP section opened.
Um. Yeah, I was just thinking about with all the stuff happening in the park. Mm,
Ah, yeah.
with
Well, we are honestly in that case our clientele may be mostly human tonight because the vampires might not want to be out and about or busy preparing for whatever might happen. So we may have mostly humans in the club tonight.
possibly,
I have nothing, young lady.
but with the
Let it
se-
go. Let it go.
the seven
Don't.
humans that died in the park, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit of backlash.
Well,
The
we'll just have to see how it goes.
the humans that go to our club probably aren't gonna, be upset with us because they
Well,
know.
they don't actually know we're vampires anyway. So.
And plus, they know we probably didn't have anything to do with it. But,
The sense of danger
yeah,
will have him coming with clothes.
I didn't
What was
get.
that?
You need.
The sense of danger will have them coming in droves.
Yeah. Um, Well, we should probably finish getting ready and head over there to open the place.
Yeah, I'll go hop in the shower.
Natalie's already showered, completely dressed, and ready to go. I'll go uh, make sure the Tesla's charged up. It's a actual electric version. So she, she convinced, quote, convinced the apartment manager to let her put a charging station in the basement for the car. To this day, when he goes down to the basement, he doesn't remember how the thing got there, but he just has this odd feeling that, oh well, it should be there. So, uh, so while you're in the shower, she comes back up and sits down at the table next to Dex. And so the two of them are just waiting for you to get ready. Um, what has our intrepid detective been doing with himself this whole time?
I guess I would head over to the scene of the crime to like familiarize myself with the case. I know it's already a crime scene and the police have already looked at it, but maybe I can see something from an angle they can't.
Well, that's part of what Bella was hoping. Plus, she was hoping that your relationship with the police was good enough that, one, you could calm them down a bit, and two, if they got some information that you might be able to get it from them and pass it along before they
So
just,
headquarters will probably be my next stop, but I want to take a look at it first
yeah.
while it's still fresh as possible.
I think you need to get closer to your microphone because we can like,
These microphones must be bad.
yeah,
1 second.
we can barely hear you. Pull out the higher quality electronics.
You're muted.
How about now?
Yes.
That's good, actually. That's better.
That's better, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. run forever. All right, so can I run there? I can run pretty fast.
From Queens to the East Village, that'd be a bit of a run. But
I've I've got a 5 in parkour and a 4 in athletics and 2 in celerity. I can basically fly, right?
close. Roll all those. Roll, you know, that'd be 11d10 altogether. Roll that and tell me how many successes you get. And a success is 8, 9, or 10.
Okay. Let's see what I get. Oh, that's not gonna work.
And one subtract from successes. So
So I got 7, 8, 8, 8 were my successes. I got 1, 1.
so eh,
So 3 successes.
well no. 8, 9, and 10 are successes. Um,
Oh, so 2 successes.
so you got two successes and one one. So you ended up with a total of one success.
No, I got 2 successes after the subtraction. I got 3 8s.
Oh, 3 8. Okay, two successes. um, you know what? If you really want to try and run there, I'll say with two successes, you've partially gotten there. You've
I
you've
get like a quarter of the way and then take the bus.
you've made it over the bridge. You are now in Manhattan proper. If you if you want to get to the East Village from there, you either have to take a bus or the subway or a taxi or something.
Or Uber.
Can I jump on top of a bus and surf it?
What outfit are you wearing? Point.
Dark clothes? Uh, Very dark clothes?
What type of shoes are you wearing?
Combat boots with
Oh,
very good
okay.
treads.
Because I was like, if you're wearing like dress shoes, you
Crocs.
you you try to do that with dress, you're gonna fall and mangle yourself. uh, how many dots do you have in athletics?
I've got 4.
Roll me 4d10 and see how many successes you get. You you stop at the first East Village bus stop on the other side of the Queens Bridge, and you decide instead of getting on the next bus, you're
How do you
gonna
have so many in that and so many in the other ones when you're only supposed to have 5 dots?
I don't have any other skills.
you put them all
Yep.
in, You put them all in athletics. Um, how many successes did you get?
I got one success.
Since you got one success, I'll say this. You didn't quite jump on top of the bus. What you were currently doing is holding on to the back of the bus with your feet on the bumper and, like the kids do with the skateboard things, except you're hanging on to the back of the bus, which is
Public transit, YOLO.
very warm because the exhaust coming out of the back of the bus. So you're being buffeted with very warm air as you're going along. Um, but if you can hang on long enough, this bus route will get you to Washington Square Park. It's going to take you a bit, but you can do it.
So I get there eventually. I get off with bus stops, kind of climb down, walk away.
And people look at the bus stops, the people waiting for the bus just sort of look at you really funny. They're like, what in the world are you?
Indians.
So, do you do you get off at every bus stop and then get back on once all the people are on the bus, or what?
I eventually just get on the bus, I guess.
Okay. After riding that way for a while, you would be too hot to want to continue to do that. So, yeah.
It's only a couple of bucks, anyways. Not like I don't have the money.
Right. Bella just gave you $1,000. I think you can afford a bus pass at this point.
I have 2 dots in resources. I think I should be able to afford it.
Well, yeah, then you have money yourself. So, so you are currently on the bus headed toward Washington Square Park. You guys hop in the Tesla, drive 5 minutes, and you're in the club parking lot. But, uh, give me a wits and composure roll.
Wits and composure. Okay.
Or no, wits and intelligence.
Wits and intelligence. Okay.
Yeah.
So 6 die. I got 2 successes.
Let's see what. Um, that's enough. Because you guys pull into your parking lot, pull into your designated space that says this is Natalie's parking space. Um, and you see 2 police cars parked in the 2 nearest spaces next to the front door of the club. What do you guys do?
Well, I remember Tanner mentioned that the cops that they had on this case were our kind, so I'm
Yeah.
not as nervous as I would be if they were human.
They're still cops.
I've done nothing wrong.
And
Let's never stop cops.
and surprisingly, Dexter is somewhat surprised because it's like 9:05 and there's already a line waiting for Dexter. Um, which you guys weren't sure how turnout would go. So
So, are the cops out of their cars? Or are they sitting in their cars?
they look to be sitting in their cars. They were literally waiting for the three of you to show up.
All right, well, since it's my club, I'll ask Nat and Dex to, start the opening process, and I'll go over to one of the cop cars and be like, can I help you?
Uh, One of them rolls down the window. Says, "We need to take formal statements. Um, we've already started our investigation in the park itself, and we're interviewing everybody in the area. Um, so we need to get formal statements from you and your staff."
That's not a problem.
Um, we can do it out here, but with all of the customers that seem to be lining up, it might be better if we did it inside.
Uh, there's a private room in my RIP section. We can go up and do it in there.
That sounds perfect. That way it'll be away from any of the customers.
Right.
And um, we'll do it one at a time so that it won't, you know, because if we called all three of you in at once, people might wonder.
Right. And also, Nat's my bartender. She needs to be down there at least part of the night making drinks for the customers.
True.
We don't get them drinks. That's a problem.
Get closer. We can. I can barely hear you again.
If we don't get them drinks, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want a bunch of annoyed sober customers. And just as this is going on, um, Misty and your sire drive into the parking lot. What kind of rental car did you guys rent?
A convertible.
Okay. Just your standard American convertible.
Yep.
Like, okay. So, a Ford Mustang convertible, sort of almost midnight blue, drives into the parking lot and parks in the closest customer parking spot to where Natalie parked. And when you guys stop the car, you notice the two cop cars in the parking lot. So do you hop out of the car or
I'm like, I sit in the car and say, I wonder what the cops are doing here.
yeah, because you don't you
Oh, and
have
by the way, my sire's name is Carter. I remembered it last time. I forgot to tell you. No, I don't remember the last name, but I remember the first name.
okay, well that works. Um so you and Carter hop out of the car cuz when you two woke up in the hotel room tonight, did you listen to the news at all or watch the news on the
No,
TV? So you don't know what happened in the park yesterday
nope.
because you didn't go to the party. You were busy buying your horse.
We were getting ahead there, but then I wasn't feeling so well.
And if you didn't listen to the news between then and now, you don't know what happened at the park. So, do you walk? Do the two of you head for the door, or do you just sort of sit in the car and wonder what the cops are doing?
We head for the door.
Um, you seen um, Winter and Natalie and Dexter. You guys have met before, right? Or have you?
Yes, we have.
Yes, we met.
Uh, you see the three of them followed by four policemen walk into the club as you're getting out of the car. So I suppose you follow them in at a little bit of distance to see,
Yeah.
try and see what's going on.
Yep.
Um, okay. You walk past the line of people. Winters unlocked the door, and the seven of them have walked into the club. Um, and the cops have basically told Natalie and Dexter what they told Winter. And they both look at you and go, well, how do you want to do this?
Well, I guess since they've got their jobs here, I mean, you know, I should, I'll answer your questions first, and then I'll send one of them up when we're done.
And also remember, there's the upstairs bartender for the RIP room, too.
Right.
Um, so, what Carter and Misty see are the four policemen following Winter upstairs. So what do the two of you do?
I go to the bar and I ask, I say, hey, Natalie, what's up with the cops?
She looks at you with this confused look on, not really aggravated, but confused. She's like, do you not know what happened in the park last night?
No, I don't. We were up north outside the outside edge of the city and buying a horse, and then we went back to our hotel room.
She says, lucky you. Uh, in Washington Square Park last night, 7 humans were killed, 4 maquette were killed, 3 gangrel were injured, and 2 human police were injured.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Injured,
wow.
not killed.
What?
Injured, not killed.
The cops?
Yeah.
No, the 2 cops were just injured. They weren't. They were wearing body armor and such. They survived. Um, so,
Do
And
we
they
know
did not
what
get
killed them?
murdered to preserve the secrecy of vampires.
what now?
They didn't get murdered to preserve the secrecy of vampires.
Nope.
Do we
Lucky
know
them.
what? Do we know what attacked them?
The police might. I myself and probably Winter and Dexter don't. We were at the Prince's birthday party when this happened.
What were these maquettes and gang rails not doing there?
Don't know. Which makes me wonder, speaking of that, why weren't you at the Prince's birthday party?
I told you I was buying a horse.
And
Man, the horse went crazy.
and and Carter, your sire's like, plus we're not from here. We're from Louisville, remember? Um, and Natalie's like, well, what can I get you to drink while I have the time to do it?
I want a sour whiskey. No, I want a whiskey sour.
That, with or without a bottom layer of blood,
with with
uh, your blood type?
I don't know. I'm new. I haven't tried. I don't know what I've tried.
Oh, I can help you with that then. Uh, and she pulls out,
We're gonna have a blood tasting now.
yeah, basically, she pulled out 3 O, B negative, A, B negative. She pulled out 4 shot
Well,
glass.
you've got zero. I mean O. You've got O, O negative, O plus.
Well, O is O itself is almost as rare as AB negative. Most people who have O negative. Um, but she pulls out 4 small shot glasses and goes to the fridge and fills a shot glass with each one and says, try it and tell me which one your body tends to like the best.
Okay, takes a sip of each one.
Uh,
Goes, I like all of them.
Well, of course you would. It's blood, but uh, and she says don't sip them. Empty the shot glass. You're not gonna have enough of a taste for your body to know if you don't do it.
Okay, so gulps the whole every one of them down.
And your sire is just standing there. He's got a grin on his face from ear to ear. It's like he thinks the whole thing is hilarious.
I turn around and say, "What's so funny, Carter?"
The fact that you're trying to find your blood type in a bar instead of from a fresh kill is absolutely ridiculous. Um, so
I say, maybe the third one.
that would be uh, B actually. So she makes you a whiskey sour with a layer of bee blood on the bottom. And slides it toward you.
Takes it and starts drinking it.
Um, before Carter orders, he's like, find us a table, especially while it's fairly empty in here.
Goes and finds a table.
Because with the way that wine looks, it may not be empty for long. Yeah. And he walks up to Natalie and orders a rum and coke. With a touch of O negative floating on the top. Natalie goes, hey, you want to see something really cool? Takes the lighter from under the bar and sets the layer of O negative on fire. And you can see the entire drink go from brown that rum and coke is to completely black. And Carter looks at it and goes, are you sure you can drink that now? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. But it burns off the rum smell, so the drink now smells like burnt blood. It's got a metallic smell to it. And he goes over and joins you at your table. Um, the cops follow Winter up to the what would be the feeding room in the RIP section, which is your old bedroom in your old apartment.
Right, and I actually have a little like do not disturb sign to hang on the door when it's in use, so I'll put that on the knob on the outside.
Everyone's
And,
gonna think you're eating the cops.
and the five of you sit around your old dining room table because, well, there's a couple of tables in the feeding room, but not anywhere near as many as the the rest of the RIP section. And Natalie's friend, the girl who is the bartender up here, is looks at you and looks at the cops like, what in the world's going on? And they're like, we do have to take official statements. We have to make this look like we're doing our jobs. But with four dead vampires and three more injured ones, we pretty much know it wasn't you or anybody in your club.
No, and honestly, all I know about it is what I heard from Bella. I didn't witness anything myself.
Yeah, because you tell them you were at the prince's birthday party.
Right.
They're like, yeah, we would have been there had we not been working.
Well,
Um,
I'm sure the prince understands that.
yeah,
You were busy.
we're going to be, after we're done here, we're going to be going over and talking to him. Um, so they officially tape. They have one of them pulled out their iPhone and you know hits the tape button and officially tapes you know, you stating that you were at the prince's birthday party and that you weren't even in the area yesterday and
Right. And I tell them what Bella relayed to me and, the situation as far as I understand it.
yeah. And then they shut off the phone. And they're like, yeah, we definitely need to talk to Bella. You, do you and her talk a lot?
Well, she's in my club every night. We haven't, we never really talked until relatively recently, but we've talked a few times.
Hmm. Yeah, it's amusing. We're doing this and there's a siren behind me. Um, it's just the whole situation with Bella seems odd that she would be in your spend every night in your club.
Yes. Um,
And
maybe she just likes the atmosphere.
well, And, you know, we're not investigating her. It just seemed odd because the woman drives a $70,000 Porsche, and yet you don't see her do anything except hang out at your club every night.
Well, I guess if she can afford a $70,000 Porsche, she doesn't need to do anything other than hang
Yes,
out.
but my point being, most people who drive cars like that have jobs that pay them to get such cars like that.
Yes, well, I don't really know anything about her. She could have inherited a bunch of money or be independently wealthy. I don't know. Never asked her.
Well,
Actually, I didn't even know what she drove until you mentioned it just now.
um, just like, okay, I think we've got your statement. Uh, you can go back to downstairs. Send in either Natalie or Dex, whichever one doesn't look horribly busy at the time.
Okay. Um, I'll go downstairs and see which one of them looks less busy, and if Natalie's less busy, I'll run back up and ask the bartender up here to go down and take
Yeah,
over for her, because it's definitely busier downstairs than it is up here right now.
yeah. And Dex has still got a line of people in front of him.
Right. So I'll ask the bartender to come downstairs with me, and I'll go over to Nat and say, it's your turn to go talk to the cops up there. Uh, she'll take over for you. Before you go, though, can you make me up a gin and tonic with a little of.
Oh,
Easy on the tonic.
yeah. I think she froze a bit. And,
It's her turn to do the freezing, huh?
well, as we saw earlier, the computer's been having issues tonight. The curse of technical difficulties strikes again.
Uh-oh.
So, well, she will hopefully unfreeze soon. Lucid finally makes his way,
We lost her.
yeah, over to the,
My computer did a sudden restart.
yeah, and there's two of you again.
Hang on.
Like I said, uh, but so while she's getting that fixed, Lucid finally makes it to the last bus stop before Washington Square Park, which actually happens to be right, right to the side of the club parking lot. And Washington Square Park is about 100 yards or so.
I guess I got off here and I start casing the area. I do a big loop around everything and then start working my way in from the outside.
You see a bunch, you see a, when you get off the bus, you see a line of people outside of the club. Um, and you see this 300-pound guy in biker leather with a clipboard in front of the door. This is the club that before Bella mentioned it, you didn't even know a place like this was here.
Popular place
Yep.
for a place I didn't know was there.
You make a mental note, talk to your staff because apparently they're not telling you things.
I should be aware of these things.
Yeah.
These hip kids are up to.
Yeah. So you head into Washington Square Park proper. And there are police incident markers all over the place. There would be chalk body markings, but since it's a park, those things don't, yeah, take well.
They don't want to scare the people.
Well, chalk on grass doesn't do well.
You
But,
can use spray paint.
uh, but there's just those little rectangular markings with letters and numbers all over the place.
So I guess I take pictures of everything, and I see if someone comes to stop me from taking pictures.
There are cops wandering around. Um, More as a precaution to keep random people out of the park. One of them walks up to you and is like, uh, who are you?
So I read his name tag and I greet him by name, and I'm like, I'm Lucid. I work with the detective agency around here.
Detective agency?
Yeah, like a private eye.
Well, yeah, I know what they are. I just. Somebody had to hire you. So, we just.
There are many interested parties regarding this case.
Well, we just didn't know somebody had hired their own private detective. Oh, and by the way, his name
Yeah,
tag.
I'm surprised your department didn't reach out to me on this one. It sounds like it might be up my alley.
His name tag says Senior Detective Jensen on it. So he would be basically doing your job for the police department. And when he says hello, there are no fangs visible. So he's at least, you're thinking that he's an actual human police detective. And by now it's about 10 o'clock at night.
So they got you doing a lot of paperwork for this one?
More than I ever thought was possible for one case.
You don't mind if I take a couple pictures? If I find anything, I'll put you right on it.
Give me give me a persuasion roll. There's got to be persuasion on here. Um,
Yeah,
It's
there
got
is.
4 dots in it.
well, then roll me 4 dice and see how
How
it
can you have
go.
four in that one? Four in athletics. How'd you get eight?
They're not in the same category.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Mike had me set mine up wrong then.
Did
No.
he?
Yeah, because Mike told me there's only five in each, five altogether in all of them.
No.
That's what you
It was
told me.
7, 7, and 4, right?
Yeah. It's you're thinking of the attributes at the top.
No, you told me the whole thing had on skills only had five for the whole thing. Is what you told me.
No.
Yes, you did.
Cause
Otherwise, I would.
we even redid your character.
Shit, I can't find my pencil. I fell on the fucking floor again.
So
I got 2 successes, no failures.
okay.
Well,
Well,
no critical failures.
um, he thinks about it for a second. He gets this look on his face like, I don't know if this is the greatest idea. But he's like, okay, but if you find anything, you better come and find me, or you may be spending the rest of the night down at the precinct.
Trust me, you'll be like the third, fourth person I tell, tops.
You get the sense that he knows you're joking, but you also get the sense that he'd like to slap you because he's out here doing overtime as it is. He's not real cheerful at the moment.
Hey, he'll warm up to me a lot when I find something.
Mm.
Does my Auspex power let me see anything that is missed, or
How many dots did you put in that?
just the one?
Well, roll me a dice and see if you get a success or not.
I did not.
On your initial pass, you don't see anything that they didn't see.
But I do have 4 dots in investigation.
Well, start investigating. How do you do that? Are you just searching around? Or are you talking to the scattered number of people in the park? Or how is Lucid actually investigating?
I look around. I look for clues on the ground. I try and talk to people and see if anyone was there last night, or if anyone saw anything weird or unusual.
So, roll your 4 investigation dice and we'll see what happened.
I got 1 success and no failures.
So you're searching around, and you find what looks like the pieces of a broken wine glass on the ground.
I take pictures of the broken wine glass, and then
Uh,
I call the detective guy over. Do you think this is anything?
uh, does strike as strange. Most alcoholics that even wander around the edge of the park don't generally carry wine glasses with them. Uh, he pulls out a handkerchief and picks up the pieces and goes, I can have it dusted for prints, see if it's anybody we know of.
That sounds like a good plan.
And so he walks away to go find an evidence bag to put the wine glass in. And about that time, two women dressed a lot like Bella, but a little bit older. You see them walking through the park.
I approach them and I'm like, well, hello, ladies. Um, you didn't happen to see anything last night?
In harmony, they're like, hello. And we saw
Gosh, that's not creepy at all.
what now?
Gosh, that's not creepy at all.
And they both laugh. Um, we did see what happened last night. The park is our second home. Plus, we knew you were coming.
You know, the best folks always do.
Oh, mu- much simpler reason. You talked to her sister earlier today.
I do see a little bit of a resemblance. You dress the same.
She's the baby of the family.
Oh, I could totally tell. She's got that baby face.
She told us you would be looking around.
You know, you gotta look to see.
Or not.
No, you definitely do.
Or you could be human and look around at a lot of things and not see a damn thing. Like that poor
Can you not?
detective over there.
Yeah, that poor guy.
Um, they're like, if you really,
Detectives have such a hard life in life.
if you really want to see something, follow us. And they walk they turn around and walk back and take you back to the cave where they hang out in the park.
I want to park with a cave in it. Shoot. I follow them back.
They show you the guy. They show you a guy covered in magic symbols that has been that has been cut into his body.
Hmm, that looks like magic symbols. I don't I don't have any training in that. Um, but what's this guy?
When our sister gets back, we're going to sacrifice him. Do you want to hang around and watch?
Sure.
We do like an audience every now and again.
I mean, I was raised never to say no to a polite invitation.
They look at each other and smile. You know, the smile's like, we can use that. So, why don't you just hang out here with us till Bella gets back?
Sounds lovely. Uh, do you have a couch, or are we just gonna stand around, or you sit on the floor?
Uh, they have made this cave a little more homey. There's a small, like, love seat sort of thing and a table, and there's a fire pit in the center of the cave.
I
Cause
guess I sit on
it,
the left seat by the fire.
yeah, and because it does get chilly in New York City in October at night, so uh,
Do vampires get cold?
no. But the humans they lure into their cave do.
It's nice to feel warm, even if you don't feel cold.
And it looks right. It's dark, it's late, there should be a fire. So, um, so, while he's hanging out with the two sisters,
Hey, Mike, can we take a break?
what time is it?
No, take a
9:01.
break.
Okay, it's actually straight up 9 almost, so,
It's 9:01 according to my computer.
well, a minute here or there. Um, so we're gonna take a 20-minute break and we'll see you soon. It won't seem like 20 minutes for you guys, but we'll be back
It will
after.
if we play an accordion solo the whole time.
I'm I am really glad we're not going to do that.
Yeah, that would seem like at least 20 minutes.
Uh, because one, none of us knows how to do that,
No.
and
And you
two,
don't want to hear me try to play any musical instrument.
and
Trust me.
two, I don't really want to inflict my audience with that. But- So we will take a 20-minute break and see you guys soon.
Back to you in a minute.
Hi, and welcome back to episode 8 of Vampire. We're gonna end this fairly quickly because uh, Melody's having back issues like she had last week, but this time she at least made it through the break till so we can end the game. Um, so Misty and Carter are sitting there having their drinks. Um, Winter just finished with the police. Natalie had her interview with the police. Um, then so did Dexter. And they basically went the same way because none of you were actually there when all of this happened. Although they did ask Dexter a few questions more about the when the gangrel attacked the club goer in a line, which was sort of the first incident that brought all this to notice. Um, and the police, after they finished with Dexter, they came down and said that they were going to go talk to the prince and maybe Tanner. And they gave they gave Winter their card and hopped in their card and took off. Um, Now you have a contact at the police department if you should ever need one. Um, an odd thing happened just after that. You see Bella head toward the front door, which she's usually there till the place closes. Uh, an even odder thing, uh, she sees you standing by the window and she walks over and gives you a hug before she heads out the door. She doesn't say anything, but so the whole thing is a little strange. Um, and Lucid is still having tea in the cave in the park, but you've had time to discuss with the sisters all the strange things that are going on in the park. And what their idea of what is about to happen is. And you find out that the sacrifice they're intending to make is to stop whatever is about to happen.
Well, let's get sacrificing.
Well, we have to have all three of us before we can do that.
Oh, so who was this guy? Was he like some guy you found on the street, or some enemy of your clan, or
It,
some rich guy?
it was just a random guy in the park.
Not a rich guy, right?
Mm,
Right?
sadly enough, no. Rich people
So,
don't. Rich people don't hang out in Washington Square Park. It's too
I would think that's a little suspicious.
it's too dangerous for them. um,
I mean, look at this guy.
yeah, they they don't want to end up like him. So actually,
So,
actually,
you
after
need.
about 10-15 minutes, you see Bella walk into the cave.
I mean, do you need to sacrifice all of him? Is he food? What's going on here?
No, he's not food,
Darn.
and you can't partially sacrifice somebody. So yeah, it's sort of an all or nothing sort of thing. Um,
I figured, but you might as well check. You never can be too sure.
you know,
Waste not, want not.
I'm sure Lucid has never experienced this sacrifice before, so um,
Not one involving vampires.
well, Bella walks in and
There was
sees
this one time with a goat, though.
Bella walks in and sees Lucid sitting there, and she's a bit surprised by that. She's like, "What are you doing here?"
Well, he invited me to stay and watch, and I'm a real yes man. That's how I ended up a vampire and all.
She just sort of rolls her eyes and shakes her head and things. Because that gives. Then you see, like, an idea go off. She's like, what else can I convince him to do? And, um,
You'd be surprised what's possible for a fee.
and he, and then an idea hits him and he thinks to himself, I don't really want to be sacrificed, so I better be compliant here.
There's lots of ways to opt out without saying no.
So,
I'd love to, but maybe next time.
and with that, everything is sort of set up for what's coming. So, we'll leave this here and continue it in episode 9. Um, this should be up on our YouTube channel in 48 hours or less, depending on my schedule. Um, you know, if you like our stuff, like and subscribe to our channel. I'm working on ideas for merch, and we've been tossing around ideas for the Patreon So hopefully by the beginning of 2023 we'll have both of those up. Um, Anybody want to say anything?
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
See you next time.
As I recall, you have a new book out.
Yeah, my fourth book dropped on Amazon. So
Nice. New
it,
release.
yeah, it's available now.
So,
Midnight launch party and everything.
but you put it under a different name, which
Yeah,
means
it it's under my pseudonym. It's can be found under Annabelle Lee Usher. Yes, nod towards Edgar Allan Poe.
I have to have a different link to put in the description than the others because it's
Maybe
under a different name.
I can send you the link.
Okay, and I can put that in the description. Um,
What were you barking at? Where'd you go to Wolf Books? You go to Wolf Books?
the rest of October we'll be playing whichever game we feel like playing on a given Sunday. Starting in November, and this is in the description too. The first and third Sundays will be Fallen Dragons. Second and fourth will be Vampire. And if they're on the months that there are 5 Sundays, I might
I
do
think we should take,
I
I think we should
might
take turns.
I might do Cthulhu or Mage or something different. Um, Because my Cthulhu games tend to be popular. Speaking of that, there we will be doing a Cthulhu game for Halloween. Um, what what the Sunday before Halloween's on the 30th? We'll probably be doing it then. Um, since we did one last year. And I think that's everything for now. So follow our social media, just like everybody else says. Uh, Facebook, uh, Twitter. Um, I'll pop that up here in a second. And I guess I will also say goodnight. And I hope once it's on the channel, you guys watch it, and like it. And
Then don't subscribe. Don't do it.
there's actually a study somebody did that said likes help more than subscriptions do. I think that's personal preference more than anything.
Hey, as soon as we get enough of either to tell, we'll tell you first.
So we, we will see you next week with either Vampire or Fallen Dragon, whichever we decide we want to do. So, good night.
Night.
Night.